Did you say anything or gesture in any fashion to the vehicle?
I was just gesturing with my hands to try to get the driver to observe me in the street.
All right. Do you remember saying anything?
Sorry, just
Yes.
for the record, the witness has put both of her hands up with the palms facing out about between waist high and chest high in a stop motion. Go ahead.
Do you remember saying anything?
I don't recall saying anything.
Now, you said your intention was to try and direct the vehicle off onto Buckley Street.
It was.
Was that a possibility from where the vehicle was located when you first saw it?
It was. The vehicle had time to slow down and make that turn.
Okay. And you said you were facing the vehicle head on, correct?
I believe, if not exactly head on, at least, to the side where most of the front of my body would be facing it.
Okay. So you could see it coming, in other words.
Very clearly.
And you could see, because you were able to face the vehicle head on, you were able to see that at some point you needed to step out of the way so you yourself were not struck. Is that fair to say?
Objection. Being the witness.
Sustained, please rephrase.
As you stood in the middle of the road facing the vehicle, did you stay in that position, officer?
I did not. I was very concerned the car was going to hit me.
So what did you do?
I jumped out of the way.
Did you make any efforts to interact with the vehicle in any way?
I believe that I had hit out at the car.
Okay. Were you able to see the driver of the car?
I was.
What did you observe about the driver of the car?
It looked to be an African American male with brown eyes and brown hair.
Did the driver of the SUV react to your presence in any way?
When I observed the driver, he had no expression on his face and he was looking straight ahead as if he was looking straight through me.
And that never changed?
No.
Did the driver of the SUV follow your direction and leave the parade route at Buckley?
No, he did not. As a matter of fact, he appeared to speed up.
Are you able to estimate speeds at this location?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
I would estimate the speed to be anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour.
Were you able to see how many people were inside the SUV as it went by you?
I couldn't see the back seat clearly, but I observed only one person in the front of the vehicle.
Okay. And that was the driver, correct?
Correct.
That you just described for us earlier. So, for the record, we've played about the first 5 seconds or 6 seconds of the video. Do you recognize this video, Officer Schneider?
I do.
Do you see yourself in this video?
Yes.
And do you believe this is a true and accurate representation of your actions on that day?
Yes.
Okay. Permission to publish 17, Your Honor?
Permission granted. It's previously been received.
So if you could please point out for the jury your location in Exhibit 17. You can circle on the screen if you want it to touch screen.
This is me.
And next to you?
That's
to your right?
That's Officer Buttrin.
Okay. At this point, what are you and Officer Buttrin doing?
We were, again, providing that traffic and pedestrian control for the intersection.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and play this clip. It's 37 seconds long, and we'll just play it through, and then we can stop and ask questions if we need to, okay?
Okay.
And you'll say in some ways that it's got even more evidence behind it. So let me ask you this. Who needs cars? And what exactly is it good for? Well, first of all, let's take a quick peek at what a coenzyme is. A coenzyme is any substance in the body that's...
There's a car going westbound,
which a chemical reaction...
the brake goes on a red
respects.
on its skate, last meal, I couldn't stop it, going westbound, going hard.
The key word, the energy that supplies your brain
Officer Schneider, is that consistent with your recollection of the events?
It is.
I saw in Exhibit 17 at one point you appeared to leave your post on the south side of the road and run into the road. Is that what happened?
Correct.
And the vehicle went past you then?
It did.
Excuse me. At that point, Officer Schneider, did you hear the vehicle honking its horn at all?
I never heard any honking.
Never at any point?
Never at any point.
Okay. I'd also like to show exhibit number 18. So same thing, we're going to preview it for you first before we show it for the jury, okay? So for the record, we've shown about the first 2 or 3 seconds of that clip to Officer Schneider. Officer Schneider, is exhibit 18 a true and accurate representation of your actions involving the red SUV on 11/21 of 21?
It is.
Move to admit and permission to publish 18.
Any position, Mr. Brooks?
Objection. What's the relevancy of the video?
The objection is noted, it's overruled, and Exhibit 18 is received, permission to publish is granted.
Just 1 second. I want to see the counter in the corner. Can you close that? Noted. Thank you. So for the record, this clip is 11 seconds in length. Officer Schneider, can you see yourself in this video at this point?
Yes.
Can you please circle yourself so the jury knows what to watch for?
Oh, right over there.
Okay. And please clear the screen. All right, we're going to play this video in its entirety now.
Oh my God!
What the? What is this? Come here! Come here!
Again, is that the moment where you ran up to the SUV and tried to stop it?
It was.
Okay. After the SUV had gone by you, at some point were you aware that individuals further down to your west had been struck by the SUV?
Yeah, there was what I would call screaming on the radio.
Police radio.
Correct.
Okay. And you didn't see the SUV actually strike anybody, correct?
I did not see that.
When you heard the screaming and heard of the report of problems to your west, what did you do?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Initially, I was just trying to, I didn't know if there was going to be another vehicle coming because we didn't know what was going on. So I was trying to get people out of the roadway, and as soon as I heard the screaming on the radio, I began making my way downtown.
Did you encounter any people with injuries?
I did. I was stopped by numerous people who said that their children had potentially been nicked. The worst one was a adolescent female that was laying in the road with her family around her.
Do you know the first name of that adolescent female?
Jessalyn.
Objection, irrelevant.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, your answer may have been blocked by Mr. Brooks' objections. Please repeat it.
Objection, I do not consent to that name, nor am I that person.
Noted. You may answer.
Jessalyn.
Do you know which group or unit in the parade she was with?
She was in a dance squad.
Okay. Did you attempt to render aid to Jessalyn?
I did.
Were her injuries significant?
They were.
At some point, did you go further westbound on Main Street and try and tend to more individuals?
I walked towards the direction of Mountaintop Coffee, and I was directed to stand guard over one of the deceased.
Do you know the name of that person?
I believed it was Virginia, but I learned later that she was misidentified.
Okay. Who was it that you were standing guard over?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
I never inquired the true name of the individual that I ended up being by.
Could you tell which group or unit in the parade that deceased person was associated with?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
She was one of the dancing grannies.
And what would be the purpose in having you stand by with a person who had suffered fatal injuries?
To preserve the scene and relieve a community service officer who was standing there initially.
Okay. Thank you, Officer Schneider. I don't have any questions beyond that.
Thank you. Any cross, Mr. Brooks?
Yes. Officer Schneider. It would be fair to say from the video footage that was shown that you were standing directly next to Officer Buttrin. Is that correct?
That is correct.
For any reason, would you have, being that you were so close next to him, not heard the same things that he heard?
Objection, I think that calls for
Grounds.
speculation.
Grounds.
Calls for speculation. It's sustained. Next question.
How long before you saw the approaching vehicle?
I heard radio traffic about it going past the barricades, and I would say it was a couple seconds later that we saw it coming down the street.
Did you observe anyone being struck at that time?
I did not.
Did you observe anyone being struck after the vehicle passed you?
I did not.
Would it be fair to say from the video footage that was shown that the vehicle passed you in